Hello, a very good afternoon to all present today. Welcome to Petaling Synergy SPM English Towards Excellence 2021. I am Nurlina Un binti Abdullah and my an SIC Plus from Petaling Perdana together with my friend Hilwana Syahri from Petaling Utama. Petaling Synergy is a program organized by the two Utama and Petaling Perdana (PPD) for SPM English Towards Excellence 2021. This is the program phase 1 where we will have it for 5 series, and phase 2 will be in November. So we hope to see you all around. We hope to see you all around. Hello, a very good afternoon. From today till Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday on the 28th. So there'll be 5 series. We'll be updating you with the schedules. So for today, we will be listening to our presenter, Pansakun Navati from SMK Taman Desa Miniam, a very experienced English language teacher for 31 years. This part will be on part, her presentation will be on part 1 and part 2. So we hope the teachers and the students present today will take note and also participate in the workshop. Secondly, attendance will be given towards the end of the broadcasting as well for the students. Certificates will be given, so please key in correctly your emails. You will receive your certificates via email. As for teachers, you will also receive certificates and SPL KPM registration. So do wait till the end of the program for your attendance link. Well, without further much ado, we would like to welcome Sakunawati and to present English paper 2, part 1 and part 2. Take over to you, Puan Sakun.
All right. Thank you very much, Puan Nurlina. Before I begin, I just need to straighten up something, which is I may be having 30 years of teaching experience. However, when it comes to CEFR, I am as new or young, still young. We are not even a year old. We really don't know what's really there in the future. So whatever that I'm going to talk about today is based on whatever taklimat that I have attended and whatever stuff that I have gathered from other wise teachers. So, and I'm here today actually to help those of you who are struggling, struggling. That means not very sure what English paper is all about, and maybe like things like, I don't even know, it's like paper 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm a bit confused. So I'm actually doing that. Today is the first day, and my job is to do that, to kind of clear the cobwebs, all right, and to guide you onto how to do part 1 and part 2. And hopefully, all right, by God's grace, at the end of this session, you would be able to write part 1 and part 2. Before I begin, all right, as a teacher, I never ever give my students a sample essay because I don't believe in such things. I normally give them the tools, and I believe that if I give them the correct tools, they would be able to come up with their own more creative writings. So bear with me, and if you think I'm not the kind of speaker that you're going to like, I will not get angry, yeah, if you decide to leave, yeah. But just give me a chance and see how it goes. So, what's going to be in store today for us? Firstly, that is definitely, like I said, going to be an overview of the writing test. Uh, I don't know, some of you may not even know, like how much time do we need for this, and how many words do I need, and things like that. So that's the thing that I'm going to do. Secondly, we are going to get to know the assessment scales, which are extremely crucial. If you do not know the assessment scale, then you will be in trouble. Yeah. So let's get to know the skills. And three, some tips on how to answer paper one, and then tips on how to answer paper two. Okay, so that's about what we're going to do today. Okay, let me start the quiz. The quiz, not a real quizzes kind of quiz, but a question. Now, I would appreciate it if very quickly, okay, very quickly in your chat box, can you please type out how many parts are there? Okay, how many parts are there in the writing test? Very quickly, chat box. I love it when my chat boxes, the chat box moves at lightning speed. How many parts are there in the English writing test? Thank you. 4 parts, okay. 3 parts. Most of you with 3. Any more answers? No? Yes? Okay. The ones who answered 4, I don't really blame you because the number 4 is right, but it's not right for writing though. Number 4 is like we have 4. Ranjit, that's cute. 5. Where do you get that? Okay. So we have 4. Okay, just keep this in mind. Like I told you, yeah, today is just a santai, if you may call that. All right, a santai session. Hopefully, at the end of this session, we will know exactly what the paper is all about. Okay, right, back to the 4 just now. 4 here, okay, fine. It relates to there are 4 papers. That means there's paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, as in like you have reading and the use of English, writing, that is 4, yes. But if you look at my question, if you look at the screen, my question is parts. So, and I also mentioned writing. So, 3 is yes, bullseye. Okay, so there are definitely 3 parts. So some of you, hold on, yeah, some of you may be this. Okay, yay, I got that. Some of you, okay, fine. Hopefully you end up being the second one. So get that in your heads. There are 3 parts. And for today, I would be doing only, or I will be doing only part 1 and 2. Part 1 and part 2 of the writing test is compulsory. Okay, it's something that you have to answer. You don't get to choose. All right, you don't get to choose. They give you the question and you need to answer it. Part 3, however, is different. There will be choices, 4, all right, but they would only give you 3. You learn 4, but they'll give you 3 choices, and then you get to do one, whichever that you feel you want to do. But I'm not going to touch on that. Mine is the compulsory ones. Next, what are the types of tasks? Can you quickly type there? Part 1, what's part 1? Part 2, what's 2? Part 3. Okay, even if you don't get part 3, fine, because my friends will be doing it on another day. But see if you can get part 1 and part 2 right. What kind of question are you expecting in part 1? Can you type it in the chat very quickly? Part 1 is an email, Yogeshwari. Okay. What else? Come on. Email. You people are good. Part 2 is essay. Fine. Okay. So you're good to go here, which means that I do not have to spend too much time. All right. Not much time required. So that's it. So those are the 3 parts that you need to know. By now you must know this, that there are 3 parts to the writing test, and part 1 and part 2 are compulsory. Part 3 you can choose. Yes, excellent response from you people. Next, I'm going to part 1, which is the short communicative message. Now, of course, it's not like a message kind of a message. An email is also a message, right? So, what is this A to B1? Do you all actually know what's A2, B1? People talk about B1, B2, C1. Do you actually know what they are all about? Right? Do you know? No, you don't? Yes, you do. Come on. If you don't, CFR levels, Anissa, well done. Yes. So, part one, right? When you write the email, it's actually A2. But if they're actually hoping that you can go to a B1. Why not? If you are A2, that means you're going to get like 3 marks, fine. But B1 would mean that you get 5 marks. Let's look at part two then. Part 2 is B1. Moving on to B2. Now, I do see Ain there saying that Marisatun as well, that she doesn't really know what all this, A2, B1 is about. Okay, you need to know. Okay, under the CEFR, you need to know what these are. Not to say you need to know for the exams, but if someone were to ask you, then you need to know. And you need to know, like, okay, where am I? So there are basically 6 levels there. Number 1 here would be like probably kindergarten level, and C2 mastery is like the highest. If you are C2, you're like a native speaker, like a Mat Saleh, speaking their kind, understanding whatever they say. And C1 is fine. Okay, C1 is still fine. You are a proficient user. Okay, and B1 and B2, you are independent users. That means you don't need crutches. You can survive out there in the world. You get that? So, why did I say that? You don't need crutches. You can survive. I didn't say you're going to thrive. Thrive means like, proficient users. You just throw them anywhere and they can, pick up and they understand and they, okay. But here, independent users, you can survive in areas around you. That means something to do with yourself, something to do with your school, something to do with, for example, your neighborhood. So that's where your B1 is, right? B1 is. And eventually, we're hoping to push you up to a higher level. So let's look at this. Yeah, this is very important so that you understand. The red one is part 3. Okay, not my part, but I'm just putting it there for you to see. Okay, let's take a look at this blue one. I know this is like what I came to listen how to answer part 1 and what she talking about. But these are basic things that are really important. And it's good that you know because am I buffering me? Lee? Am I buffering? You can't hear me?
No, you're very clear. No problem.
Clear. Oh, okay. Maybe you are buffering. Okay, fine. Thank you, Dr. Tay. All right. So anyway, look at this blue one over here. And I want you to look at those things on the left here, the levels. Remember I talked about the levels? So it's A1, A2, B1. And what I'm trying to tell you is, because look, I did tell you that my part, okay, my part is part 1 and part 2. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to tell you that, okay, I'm trying to tell you that part 1 is extremely easy. It is easy to get a 20. You don't have to say things like, my kids always say, teacher, saya tak pandai. Sorry for using BM, yeah. I teach in a school where I think 90% or more of my students are Malay students, and they say, teacher, tak tahu, tak faham, tak tahu. So I always say it's like a mantra that you're chanting, like, tak pandai, tak pandai. I mean, you're really going to become tak pandai because it's like a mantra that you're chanting. So don't do that, okay? So look at the blue part and tell yourself, A1, A2, I'm expected to get A2, and A2 is like, probably Form 1, Form 2 even. Can't I do that? Ask yourself. B1, I can do this and I'll teach you how to, okay? Just have a look at it first. And then part 2, if you look at part 2, you're supposed to be, remember I said B1? So look at B1. In the green one, B1 is a 3. Okay, is a 3. Of course, aim for a 5. Okay, aim for a 5. If you fall a little, you may go to a 4. Never ever aim for a 3. But what I'm trying to tell you is that part 1 and part 2 should be the parts which are going to help you get that A. All right. And part 3, work on it. All right. If you're really weak in English, work on it. But part 1 and part 2 will be the ones that are God sent. All right. They are there to help you out. So I'll move on. More, this is under quiz still, the overview part. What is the required number of words for part 1? Quickly, chat box, please. Part 1, how many number of words? Come on. Is it moving? Saravana Kumaran, you just came. Why are you asking for the link? Listen, my dear boy. All right, 90. Marisatun says 80. Pumika, you people are good. Or rather, your teachers are very good, okay? Your teachers have drilled good things into your head. And 90 is not so wrong, okay? It's not wrong. What is the required number of words for part 1 is, yes, 80 words. I put it all up there because I can see that you people are good. And part 2, you have like 125 to 150. And part 3, again, okay, I'll talk about part 1 and 2. Listen carefully, yeah? In part 1, when they say 80 words, that's it, 80 words. Fine. You can go beyond probably to a 90, but you know, the paper, the question booklet that they're going to give you is not going to have much space. And during one of the courses that I attended, we have been told that you will not be given an extra sheet of paper. So what does this tell you? This should tell you that try to keep within, okay, within 80 to 90, probably okay, but within the little space that's given, okay, right? But part 2, they've already given you 25 words there, 125 to 150. You're already given, yes, Alex, the what? You're shocked. Yes, they're not going to give you extra paper. So therefore, you must learn to write within the 80 words. A little bit extra is no problem. I'm not saying you cannot, Alex, you can. But time-wise as well, you need the time. You don't want to spend that much of time in part 1 and then not write anything in part 3 because you have run out of time. Crossing out of, you need to practice, Eve. I'll tell you, if you practice and you do whatever I'm saying, you wouldn't have to cross out anything because it's that easy, Eve. Okay. Anyway, if you look at part 2, you already have been given 25 words there extra. That means 125. You have 25 more for 150. So time-wise as well as the paper-wise, pace-wise, I think try, okay? This is what you should do in the rest of the few months that you have. Practice writing within the time and the words, number of words, yeah? And how many marks will you be getting? Part 1 is 80. Part 2 is 150 maximum. Okay, another one is 200 plus. So how many marks are you going to get for each part? Anyone, quickly? Halim, what's that? Out, teacher. And this that sign shows good. I hope you understand. So that's good. All right. Come on, you people. Yes, 15. Adam says 15. Okay. Come on. What about the rest? Okay. Lee says 30. You have 20 and 30 here. And is the same Lee. Okay, what's happening? Am I seeing a doppelganger here or what? All right, Aman says 20. Someone said 30, 20, 15. No, 20 times 100. Manakam. Okay, now this is it. Okay, even if you write a 200 word essay, it's 20 marks. If you were to write an 80-word essay, it is still 20 marks. So remember, they have equal weightage. Right, equal. So don't spend too little time on 80 on part one, thinking that it's just a short one. Okay, let me see. Excuse me, teacher, may I ask if we happen to write above the word limit and we do have enough space? Oh, why not? Okay, but I don't know, because I don't know. I think for the 80 word, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Oh, no, they will not cut marks, I think. You know what's the problem? The problem is we are all in the dark. Okay? We are yet to know about these are nitty gritty but very important stuff which we have not been told. So for the moment, you can write more, I suppose, but as you are approaching the exam, try to make it short and see if this short version would still give you a 20 mark, and then try to keep within it, because you never know. Write just a week, probably a week, a month before your exam, something could come up and they say no extra. So why do that, right? So at this point in time, I have no power within me to tell you that you can or you cannot. This is just beyond us teachers, not just me, any teacher. It's beyond us. Okay? Right. So let's move on. So what will the total weightage of the writing paper be? Like someone said just now, 4. You remember I said 4? So there are 4 different types of paper. Paper 1, paper 2. So each paper is 25%. So your writing, all right, your writing paper is 25% of the overall exam score. I'm not sure about you or your schools, but somehow from my friends as well, things that I've heard is that writing is not a problem for students, but paper 1 is. Paper 1 is bringing down the students' marks. So just a gentle reminder, all 4 parts are in parts, as in paper 1, paper 2, all 4 are equally important. It's no more like those days, I'm going to focus on the writing part, because no, you have to focus on all 4 papers. Okay. We're going to look at the descriptors. Okay. We have actually 4 subscales. I think you'll be familiar with this. C, CA, O, L. Every time your teacher, from probably Form 1, all right, every time your teacher marks your essays, definitely at the end there would be like C, and then your mark, CA, and then O, and then L. So like I said, okay, mine is, I'm just like clearing up the cobwebs, doing some spring cleaning, so that my friends who will be presenting tomorrow onwards will be having an easier path, because these cobwebs have been cleared. So if you know, bear with me, yeah, just bear with me. So C is for content. Just remember, it's very important. All 4, okay, all 4 are very important, and you need to work for all 4, because all 4, right, each and every one of the 4 will give you 5, 5, 5, 5, and that's where you get your 20 from. Okay, that's where you get your 20 from. Okay, I'm going to look at the first one, content. Okay, content. This is where I know you've been playing at the chat box. I'm fine with it. Okay, I'm fine. It's good, because it's all in English, and it's lovely to see English going on in the chat box. But I think from now on, you should kind of pay attention, because if you do pay attention, I think you don't even have to work hard. It's like, okay, I know my stuff. Okay, so let's go in. Right, fulfillment of task requirement. Every question, all right, every question, there will be, in every question, there will be some requirements. They need you to do something. There is a task that is given to you, and you have to carry out that task, as in fulfill that task. If you do not fulfill the task, then you're not going to get good marks. So the first thing is you need to, when you see the question is, so what is my task? What am I supposed to do? What do they want me to do? All right, talking about the question, yeah? And then the second thing, if you want to get high marks for your content, is after you determine your task, here I would like to call, I usually use the word dissect. You know, like in science, you dissect the what, the rat maybe, okay, or the mice. Okay, not the rat, the mice. Okay, when you dissect it, yeah, what do? You look at it part by part, inch by inch. Or another friendlier, more English kind of a teacher kind of a word would be unpack, probably. Okay, so first and foremost, your task, your job as a candidate for the exam is to look at the question and unpack the question. Look at it in detail, like like you're using this magnifying glass when you're dissecting. Look thoroughly at each and every part of it. Then, okay, the next thing towards the end, after you finish writing, have I answered the questions? That's very important. If you haven't, then you're not going to get a 5. Next one. Is the content, all right, whatever that you write, is it relevant to the task? Did you answer the question? Did they ask you for an advice? And did you give an advice, or did you, what did you do? Did you complain instead? All right, so it must be relevant to the task and it must be informative. Okay, let's move on. This is important because if you look at 5, all content is relevant to the task. It's that easy. And I'll show you later by looking at the question. All content is relevant to the task. That means everything that you write in your 80-word essay, in your email, is relevant to the question that's given. Okay? And the target reader is fully informed. Now, you can talk about the examiner, but I would prefer to see the target reader as the person who sent you that email. Okay, let's say A sends you that email and asks you some questions or asks you for some suggestions, then your response will make that person, the target reader, the person who sent that email, happy because all the questions have been answered. Okay, however, if there are minor irrelevancies, okay, or probably you missed out on a question, there'll be 3 questions, so you missed out on one question, then you are going to get a 3. Okay, you're going to get a 3. And if you look at this, there are misinterpretations. You have misunderstood the question. They asked for a suggestion and you did not give a suggestion. You started to probably advise. The tone is different, yeah? And so you're going to go here. So all you need to do for this section is to answer the question. I'll show you in a bit. Before that, make sure you have your WH questions at the fingertips, right? You need to know your WH questions and you need to be able to understand what they're actually asking because you definitely will be having 3 questions. Okay, I'm using the same question. Like I told you, I'm not going to give you sample answers. My job today is just to show you how to go about answering. That's it. Okay, let's look at this. Thank you, B. I support you. All right, whoever you are, Yes, you should stay away. I think if you're not interested, I wouldn't mind, if you're not interested, fine. Then probably chat on the phone because it could be distracting, to some others. Anyway, you received an email from your new friend, Amy, who has just moved to your hometown. Hi, the school holiday is finally here. Let's go for a picnic with our friends. Where shall we go? What can we do there? What should we bring? I'll be waiting for your reply. Bye. Now, can you pick out the three questions quickly? At least give me one person, one question. Pick out the question from this. There are little questions within the main question. Can you write them down in your chat box? Probably the busy fingers can be very busy now. Can you type the questions that are within this question? What can we do there? Where? Yes, Anissa, you're paying attention. Huh? Alex, too. Very good. Some of you are really good. You're paying attention. Thank you. Right. Okay. Okay. Oh, Alia, you've got all three. Good girl. Okay. Okay. Good one. All right. So now let's look at it. Yeah. See, you got that. Where shall we go? Next question. What can we do there? Third question. What should we bring? Well done. Okay, well done. So those are the three questions that you need to answer. And if you do not answer those three questions, that's where you do not get 5. I repeat, yeah. I think I didn't tell you this. All for content, right? C-A, O, and L, all 4 of those scales, all right, they stand by themselves. They are not together. It is not a holistic thing. They all stand by themselves. So, content can be a 5, even if your language, right? You're not say, teacher, I'm not so good in English, I always have red marks all over the place. Fine, that's your language. But content can give you a 5. As long as you answer those 3 questions and the examiner understands your answer, then you are definitely heading towards a 5. Remember that, yeah? You definitely can get a 5 because content stays by itself. Okay, let's have a look at this. You have identified the questions. Well done. Now let's look at the first question. Where shall we go? Let's go back to the question here. Did they mention anything other than where shall we go? Is there a reason for you to go somewhere? Can you type it in the chat box? Where shall we go? Go for what? Ask yourself that. Go for what? What are we going for? Can you type it in the chat, please? Is there a reason? Is there a place? Is it what? A celebration that's happening? We need to know what is the scenario. Well done, Nadia, Zarif, yeah, Tanushri, Alia. You are the same people, huh? Very good. Good. We are going for a picnic. So that must be in your mind. And definitely when you talk about a picnic, Tanushri, holiday, okay, yeah, because she did say the school holiday is finally there. But holiday can be more than a day as well, right? So no problem, but we'll stick to the picnic, yeah, because let's go for a picnic. So picnic, you got that right just now. And where do you want to go? Quickly type out where do you want to go for a picnic? Where would you love to go for a picnic? Yes, Eve, go for a picnic. But now where? Where do people go? The park. Why not, Ganeshwar? Where else? Only the park? Can I go beach? Okay. We can go to the beach, we can go to the park. What else? Of course, I mean, you can give the place a name. Yeah, no problem. Instead of saying beach, all right, or you can give that beach a name. That would be wonderful. All right. A field sounds like, I don't know, unless you're more specific, right? Then it sounds a bit, when you just say field offhand, unless you say the school field because it's the holidays and no one will be there, why not? Yeah, why not? But be more specific when you say feel. Saujana hijau. I mean, you need to tell me what saujana hijau is, okay? I mean, not me, but the examiner. Picnic in front of our house. Well, Eugene, if you have a beautiful park in front, like my neighbor has come up with this beautiful setup with barbecue and all that. You know, last night, in fact, they were having a barbecue under the full moon. Lovely to see them. So why not? They were, my neighbors were actually having a picnic in front of the house. Accepted. Okay. Santubong Beach. Okay. Right. Park. A really nice place to have a picnic. Okay. But it would be better if you give the park a name. All right. And it's better if the park or the place wherever you're going is a place where or which can help you answer question 2 and 3 as well. You understand what I mean? Because it's not just one. You're not just saying, we can go to the park. Fine. Then you need to think, oh, what can we do there? What can I do at the park? See, you have that to answer. And what should we bring? So think about those 2 other things as well before you decide on the place. Okay. So, yes, suggest a place. All of you have suggested a place. Wonderful. Botanical gardens. Yeah, why not? Nana Park. So if it's Nana is a name, yeah, Shamira. So Nana will be capital N and Park will be a capital P. Pakalu Papito. Okay. Port Dixon. Okay, fine. This is a chat box, so it's okay. No problem, but not in the exam, yeah? So anyway, you suggest a place and you need to say why. Can you tell me why now? If you say the park in front of the house, I'm very curious. All right, why are you having it in front of your house? There must be a reason. If it's at Pantai Morib, okay, you're going to the Morib beach, then why? Twin Tower, why? Give me the why, please. Maybe you can say, for example, Paying said Langkawi, yeah? Paying, you can just say Langkawi, full stop, and then why? Just a why. A very short, simple why. It's safe. Okay, Arisha said, Arisha, but I don't know where you're going for the picnic, Can you tell me where you're going? So that I know whether it's safe. If you say the zoo or probably somewhere like that, I don't know. Switzerland, why? I mean, you're all school kids getting together, and this is a new friend as well. I wouldn't want to go to Switzerland with a new friend, Adam Johan or Johan. Okay, nice to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you too. Panggil Marila. Okay, the place was silent. Good, but the run. You need to tell me what place near our house. Okay, Jenna, why? Langkawi, because it's full of chocolates. Oh dear, I'm imagining this story, fairy tale story, where the house was made of chocolates. Hansel and Gretel, is it? Yeah, they were like all the sweets on the house. And so it sounds like that, huh, Maria? Summer breeze is everything. So I gather you're going to the beach. Okay, so yeah, you people, I want the place and the reason. Quickly. Why is reason, yeah? Tanisha finally is answering my question. Okay. Tanisha says she would, suggest the beach because the beach is was means no more, right? Was means, Tanisha, just a little bit of grammar here because this is a fact, kan? Fakta. So when it's a fact, you use the simple present tense. So beach was becomes is. So the beach is a wonderful place to spend our holidays. Also nowadays with the A there, okay, in front of the beaches there are many houses to stay. Okay, those houses, Tanisha, I mean, if you want to get higher marks for vocabulary, right, for your language. The house there, probably you can change it to chalet, I think you're talking about those kind of things. Fazliana, beach. We can play volleyball, beach volleyball, all right? And we can swim. You've already gone to the next part of the question. Panggil Marila. Yes, Marila. Nice that you're actually, doing something rather than chatting nonsensical things, yeah? But I do allow, even in my own class, I do allow my kids to chat nonsensical things sometimes because it can be boring, right? And yeah, Pakalu, it's a place where we've never been to. But what's the place, Pakalu? I need to know. And then Pantai Chenang with the capital C, the beach is so happening. Okay, Anissa, this is dangerous because the word happening, we don't know. What do you mean by happening? All right, there are a lot of activities. So, Anissa, you need to be more descriptive. Explain a little bit more because your friend would want to know, what do you mean by happening? So we don't want that question. The moment your friend has a question like, what, why are we going there? Like, remember I said, why, where are we going? So like the moment the other person has all those questions, you're in trouble. Okay, so here the beach is so happening. Like I'll be like, because I'm new to this town, so I'm like, happening? Why? What's so happening in the beach? Why is it called the happening? Is it, what's so interesting about it? So I don't want, we try not to have those kind of things, but it's wonderful, Anissa. Thank you. Where is it? Botanical gardens at Shah Alam, because in there or there over there, instead of in there over there, we can to roaming around. Okay, another one. Eugene, I love it. Okay, I love it so much when my students have a little bit of problem in their grammar, because it allows me to do some teaching, because I don't teach grammar by itself. So don't highlight him, the poor boy, he's going to be shy. Yeah, no, I don't want him to be highlighted. Okay, so anyway, when you have the word to, okay, for all of you, you can so easily avoid such mistakes. When you have the word to, always remember it must be the root word. In Malay, kata dasar. That means roam. No roaming, no roams, no roamed. Okay, so please put that in your mind. And this is one thing that you can so easily take the red mark away from your essay. Okay, so over there we can roam around. You don't even need the two, roam around the garden with bicycle. Okay, you mean you want to cycle around the park? Okay, also I like the connector. There are some grammatical, but Eugene, you know what's a good thing about your answer here? This is a typical answer where I told you just now. You can have slightly lower marks for language, but you're going to get content because you mentioned botanical garden, and it's not in Penang, it's the one in Shah Alam. And why are we going there? Because you can roam. I can understand what you're saying. You do have grammar problems, but so what? Content wise, you're good. Okay, so don't stop writing just because you're worried about your language and stuff like that. And don't even worry about your vocabulary. I'm not saying do not use I'll use the words later. Yeah, I like to use high frequency, low frequency. I'm not saying do not use low frequency. No. What I'm saying is that if you're not so good in low frequency words, for example, if you say that I'm hungry, right? That's high frequency. Everybody knows what's hungry. But if you say, I'm feeling peckish. I mean, I feel like I want to nibble something. I'm feeling peckish. So if you don't know that low frequency word, so what? For paper one, you don't need it. But I'm not telling you not to use it. Get that, okay? I repeat my sentence. If your English is good and you are already speaking it in that way, by all means, use it. But today's focus is on students who are struggling. And if you're struggling to find that word in your brains, don't struggle, because for this part, I'll show you later, for part one, you don't really need all those low frequency words and you still can get a 5. Okay? All right. You've gone back to talking, you naughty rascals. Okay, let me move on then. I can see boredom has started to set in. So Titiwangsa Lake Gardens, for example, then why, there are a wide range of facilities there, or it's a well-maintained park, maybe, the garden is well-maintained, any reason like that. So it's okay, Jenna. No worries. Yeah, I mean, I know you people don't know me. My kids that I teach at school, they know me. I will suddenly say something, and then don't worry. I never get angry because I know English is not a subject that most kids like. So if I am the kind, like the lionish kind of teacher, then I know my kids are going to hate English. So yeah, don't worry. Right, let's move on. What can we do there? That's the second one, yeah? So remember, yeah, listen very carefully. I'm going back to one. Where shall we go? You give only one place. Because if you give two places, you have only 80 words. You have to give elaboration and explanation, examples for those two places. No, choose one place. Okay, done with the choosing, done with why you choose that place. And so now we go on to what you can do there. Now, although there is no S here, there's no such thing as reasons. Okay, things that you can do there. There's no such thing here to tell you that it has to be a two. But I'm telling you, suggest two things. All right, always suggest. When you're giving suggestions, suggest two things that you can do there. Okay, so many of you have given like cycling, play volleyball, and blah blah blah. So that's why I'm showing you the answer, right? So yes, you can take photographs, you can go cycling, you can go horse riding, you can even fly the kite. There's so many. Like I said, as long as you suggest two things, as simple as if you go to the beach, all right, we can swim, we can build sand castles. Very simple thing. Yeah, frisbee is fine, Yanji, sorry. Okay, barbecue and building sand castles. Good, Zulrushdi, huh? Good. So those are things that you can do. Siddhartha is the class monitor, I see. Thank you, Siddharth. Okay. Horse riding in a park? No, of course not, Jenna. Oh, yeah, why not? Sorry, not of course not. You can. Some parks have horses. Some parks even have elephants for that matter. Not in Malaysia, though. So, yeah, get a place that if you want to go horse riding, if that's the activity that you want, probably get a beach. Sometimes, by the beach, you have horse riding or something like that. Okay. Right. I always pretend that I'm in an alternative dimension, like in Madison. Oh yes, don't do that. Don't do that. You know why? Keep this, Maria. No problem. Don't throw away this. Yeah, don't throw this away, Maria. Use this because this is going to be so good for your part 3. Okay. Pretend as much as you like. Okay, and write a review on a movie, Alice in Wonderland. Okay, anything that you want, keep it. But for part 3, for part 1, it's a day-to-day thing that's happening, and it's a question that your friend is asking and you're answering. So I think you should be more direct and just answer those questions. But there are other things which I'll mention later, not just answer questions. Okay, that is just a liner for now, for the content. That's all right. When I say just answer the questions, it's only for the content part. So don't get me wrong. All right, main kejar-kejar. Yeah, you can play police and thief, no problem. Feed the ducks, yes, Eve. If you're an animal lover, right? Why not feed the ducks, feed the fish? Because when you're friends, somehow friends have the same taste, right? They have the same hobbies, the same things that they like. So why not? Okay, why not? Okay. Kevin, in addition, we can do, what is that? We can do, what's that? A lot of activities, such as, okay, if you want to use as, then you say such as. Or you want to use like, no problem, throw away the as. Like boating, fishing, okay, no problem. But when you're going to later on elaborate on this, if you have many here, for example, you have boating, fishing, swimming, bathing and swimming, what's the difference? Okay, I want to know. And then taking, you only take one picture, you take pictures, right? Photographs, selfies, good ideas, Kevin. Language is the one that may trouble you a little bit, but your ideas are good. However, Kevin, you're having too many activities, and later on you need to elaborate, and I don't think you're going to get 80 words. It's going to be far beyond that, right? And you're going to waste a lot of time. So try to stick to two so that you don't trouble yourself so much. Okay, right. So you need elaboration, like I was saying. Okay, so example here, if you say you want to go there because you want to take photographs, somebody talked about KLCC just now, right? So you can take shots of the Petronas Twin Towers and other famous landmarks, or if you're going to the park, you can say that, we can go cycling, we can rent a bicycle and enjoy the beautiful scenery around the park and things like that. Okay, roast chicken. Why not, Vadivelu? Yeah, you can. You understand, Heman? Sure, Heman? That's my main agenda today, to make you understand Heman, right? Hemant Raj. So that by the end of this session, paper one is, like you say, peanuts. Easy. I can do this, no problem. Yes, Siddharth. You see the word astonishing? Yeah, that's good. Okay, it describes the scenery. Well done. So that's where your vocab comes in. How many examples? Fazliana, not too much, 80 words, right? So probably, the two activities and then one elaboration per activity and one example, enough. Banyak sangat, you'll definitely go beyond the 80. That's where we go beyond 80. As long as you have two things that you do there and some elaboration and examples on both, you are definitely on the right path. Okay, right path. Okay, let's move on. Walk the dog on the park. In the park, you mean, Jenna? Fine if the park allows dogs or there are no people, because dogs can be, a bit sensitive to other races, because we live in a multi-racial country, right? So the Muslims, don't touch the dog. I mean, they're clauses, yeah. So if you bring the dog to the park and your dog poops or urines, it may not be so nice, correct? Okay, and your friends, you're having friends with you, and how are you going to walk the dog, and are your friends okay with your dog? So that would require more explanation, unnecessary waste of words and waste of time. Okay, right. What should we bring? Come on. What should we bring? Oh, there's a question. Do you have any other ideas or suggestions? Okay. Maria, ideas means you need to give more than one. Suggestion, one is sufficient. Okay, but looking at the current trend of question, I didn't see this. But if it comes out, yes, you must. Okay, if they say, do you have any other ideas? Yes, Maria, you must include another idea. Okay, but I doubt they will. I'm not so sure, but I don't think so. All right, but just read the question, like I said, dissect it, unpack it. And if one of the questions is, do you have any other blah, 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 then you don't have to say, yes, I have idea. No. Just straight on go and what do we also do, whatever. Okay. Oh, thank you. My explanation is good. Okay. Sometimes as a teacher, you need that, you need to know that your kids are listening and that they actually like it. So it makes me feel, okay, because, teachers also have nerves. I don't like this YouTube thingy. That's why you don't see my face, right? So you saying that you're enjoying yourself, thank you so much. Okay. I feel a whole lot better. You like my teaching? Siddharth, thank you. All right, so we'll move on, yeah? What you're going to bring, isn't it? So, Tarani Swarana. She said, take pictures of scenic views. Yes, words like scenic, the word panoramic views, good. Okay, Zul. Zul is with food from just now. Bring chicken, beef. Okay, Zul, why don't you just add another word? Just keep it in your brains, balik. Then you add on, bring probably marinated. You wouldn't want to bring the live chicken or something, right? But beef is definitely um, a meat by itself. So you don't have to really explain. But probably you can say marinated can. Why? Because you want to do some barbecue. All right. Bathing suits, correct. Okay. Thank you, Heyman. All right, camera is a must. So yeah, okay. But I'm not supposed to say it now because I want to talk about this later. But just for in case I forget. So you see, a camera is a must with an exclamation mark. What does it show? It shows that your writing is alive, and that's what you want. You must remember part one is informal, informal, informal. So informal means what? Put in question marks, put in exclamation marks, put in contractions instead of saying she is, she's, I'll. So these kind of things are going to lift up your marks for CA because you really get that tone. In Malay you say nada, nada, the tone of talking to your friend is there, so it's so alive. Okay, so put in all those exclamation marks is good. Food and beverages, good one there, Tanuga. Food, camera. Okay, what's fod? Shamira, there is such a word, fod, like fod. The food, whatever that you give the chicken to eat, fodder. There is a word. All right. Tarini, that's so sweet. Okay. Umbrella, living in a country like ours, especially now is the rainy season, and umbrella is a must. Tanda seruan. Okay. Exclamation mark. Good. Food, food, food. All of you are hungry, I see. Didn't have your, what's gummy, Eugene? Gummy seems like a slang word. Okay, that's another thing. I said be informal. I said use contractions, but I did not say you can use slang words. Thank God you have gummy there, Eugene. You reminded me. You can't use words like gimme, Gimme, or I gotta go, that GOTTA, I gotta go. You can't use such words. Okay, they are not informal. In Malaysia, bahasa pasar, right? Cannot. Okay, right. Let's move on. Spare clothes. Yes, Mr. Okay. All right. You reminded me to stop saying okay so many times. Spare clothes. In this weather of ours, you never know when it's going to rain. All right, or even when you have you go for a swim, you need spare clothes. Good. Food. Camera to capture beautiful memories. Well done. See, you can, you people, instead of dreaming there, jot down these beautiful phrases. Like Tanushri says, to capture beautiful memories. So take it quickly. Either capture it in your brains or write it down and use it because that's going to give you extra marks for your language. I'm moving on. Cakes. All right, Jenna, me too. Okay, I love cheesecakes. Okay, so sunscreen and homemade food. Yes, Eve, sunscreen is a must. All right, it's been extremely hot. You would say scorching, right? So you can use words like that. Homemade food. Yeah, during the COVID period now, if you want to go for a picnic, since they do allow us, God, did you see all the viral videos, right? So anyway, homemade food is the best. Okay, let's go on. Ganeshwar, I know your name is Ganeshwar, but you wouldn't want to bring a gun, not in Malaysia. I don't think Malaysia is like America where, they actually give license to carry a gun around. No, Ganeshwar, although your name is Ganeshwar, no guns, okay? And Jenna, what is this? SNACLS. Sorry, I don't understand. Nadira MS, Miss, what? Food, yes, snacks, and then food. Okay, we got loads, a lot of stuff. Hey guys, I'm back. Who's back? Okay, let's move on. See, food, drinks, sunscreen, bug spray. We're going to a park. There could be mosquitoes and yeah, a water gun. Ganesh, were you better be more specific, All right, if you say a gun, the examiner is going to be like, what? Okay, so water gun is fine. It's going to be fun actually. That would be so much fun. Loads of fun. Shooting each other, yeah, like that paintball thing. Can I get some MCD? What's MCD? McDonald's? But that's what? What's MCD? Sorry. I'm not really all these you youngsters. I'm born in the 60s. What's MCD? Don't know. Okay, never mind.
McDonald's. MCD is McDonald's, McD.
Oh, McDonald's. Yeah, McDonald's. Okay, that reminds me, Dr. Thea, what just happened? Okay. Yeah, I mean, Dr. Tay, anyway, never mind. It's okay. That's something private. Okay, so anyway, let's move on. Let's see later. Oh, you like my reaction? Oh no. Some of my kids, like, they're like, teacher, why did you do that? I jumped out of my skin. Why did you suddenly scream like that? Yeah, Ganesh gave me a heart attack. Okay, it's okay. Right. Let's move on. McDonald's, MCD. Yeah, actually, it's MCD, McDonald's. I don't know that. You just ate McDonald's. Do you want some? That's so sweet. I'm a vegetarian, watermelon. So sorry. Okay, today I don't take meat today. All right, let's go on. Why? Don't ever forget the why, because it's the why which is going to help you elaborate. Okay, without the why, you will not have. So why? Why do you want food? Of course, to eat, isn't it, when you're hungry? Why do you want drinks? Okay, why do you want sunscreen? Oh, there are lots of the place doesn't have shady trees. Give a little bit of explanation. Why do you want a bug spray? There are loads of mosquitoes there. Why do you want a mat? So that you can put your food on it. So the why, always ask why. Okay, Jenna, thank you so much, Jenna. Okay, now I'm moving to CA. I hope you notice I'm not giving you an answer, but I hope with all this, any question that comes your way, content is no problem, because you already know there'll be 3 questions. I'm making a short roundup. Yeah, there'll be 3 questions, and you need to answer all 3 questions, and you need to give one answer for the first one, because it's going to be a place or an idea or something like that. The second one would need 2, and that would need elaboration. So content, you must remember that CEE, content, elaboration, example. So don't forget that. All right, let's move on. CA is your communicative achievement. You get another 5 from here. Very easily you can get a 5. What are they looking for? They are checking to see if your writing task is appropriate. Appropriate, such a heavy word. What does that mean? Simply said in Malay, sesuai tak? Alright, sesuai tak? Dengan what? Dengan what? Dengan the audience. Who's the audience? Who's the person who wrote? Is that your mom? Then is it, appropriate writing to your mom like that? The tone, nada yang kamu gunakan, is it appropriate for a mother? Or if it's to a sister, an older sister, can you actually say that? Or if it's your younger brother, so it's fine if you're going to, be a little bit not so, formal. So this is not formal at all. Inside that informal writing, there must be appropriateness. First and foremost, CA is looking at the genre. And so far, whatever's been given to us is going to be an email. We don't know if they're going to change this to some other things. We don't know, yeah? For now, it is the email. So the genre, CA, email. The tone of an email must be there. So an email is, especially this part one, is supposed to be informal. So tone, informal. What is register? Okay, register here refers to how formal it is or informal. So here, what we are talking about in this part one is, remember I told you can use contractions? So you know that the register here is informal. You can use contractions, which means that, okay, you can, be very relaxed and not be like so, speak in, use certain language and not do anything wrong. No problem. All right. And that's where I say, because the register is informal, the tone is informal, therefore, put in contractions, put in exclamation marks, put in question marks. Okay. Now, inside this part, under this email, they're actually looking at function. What is the function here? Is it to make a complaint, or are they asking for a suggestion? All right. So what is the function? You kena kenal pasti. All right. You have to. Okay. Look at this. The same question. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere else. It is going to be the same question, and the reason is very simple. I just want you to know what to do in the exam. I can give you 10 questions today and answer those 10 questions, but when you get the 11th question, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? You shouldn't be doing that. One question, but from that one question, you already know exactly what to do. Just now, I just looked at the questions, and because that's under content, now we are focusing on communicative achievement. Hence, all right, you see genre? Same here. See that? Everything that's here, I have highlighted. So the genre is email. Again, email at the bottom. Okay. What's the function? All right. What is your function here? Function is to answer all these questions. Your function is to suggest a place. Where shall we go? That is to suggest a place. What can we do there? Suggest some activities. Activities that you can do there. What should we bring? Your function is to suggest what are the things that you can bring along or should bring along. So that's what function is all about. So I go back to this. Genre, email. Definitely here, it's a friend. Tone, informal. Right? Register. Of course, you're going to put in all the contractions and question marks and exclamation marks. The function here would be to suggest. Okay, got that? Now, when you want to start to answer a question, don't forget to respond. This is something many students forget to do. What you do normally is you will say things like, "Hi Sakuna, all right, how are you? I hope you are fine." But that sounds like a letter, all right? An email is not a letter. An email is supposed to be brief, concise, padat. You know, padat, everything is there. I'm not saying you miss out on something and be brief, pendek, and then you miss out on. No. You have to put everything inside, but it's concise. Don't need to waste time on how are you. I hope you are fine. Those days, I hope you're in the pink. I hope you're as fit as a fiddle. Those were the days when we used to teach our students, and then it became cliched, right? So for now, what I tell my students is, you respond to this. This is very important. After you say hi Sakuna, you have to respond to this. Let's go for a picnic with our friends. Very important. Okay, so greetings, back to this, when you greet, okay. Dear Amy, hi Amy, hello Amy. You can memorize this. Of course, not the Amy lah, okay. You can memorize dear, hi, hello. Just memorize it. Okay, next, respond. Look at that. Let's go for a picnic with our friends. And your response is, that's great. That's a wonderful idea. That would be awesome. Respond to that. Yes. Okay. So respond to that. So even this, you can kind of memorize, but don't memorize like memorize an essay. No, no, no. I always tell my kids, it's like, in my area, they're actually doing this MRT. Okay. And you often see lorries bringing this huge, they are prefixed, yeah, parts of, the bridge or whatever. So I always tell my students, it's like that, pasang siap. That means you go to the exam with all these things in your brains, and then when you reach there, you know where to fix what. So that's what I'm trying to say. Not memorize, like just blindly memorize. Don't do that. And same goes to the ending. Hope you like my ideas, because here you are suggesting. So when you suggest, hope you like my ideas. Okay, or bye for now. See you soon. Take care. Keep in touch. All right, right soon. Look, 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 look. Look at all the exclamation marks. All right, that is going to give you marks for CA. Okay, right. Next. O. O is the organization. Okay, Pangila Marila, I like you too. Okay, all right. So O is the way the text is put together. How is your answer put together? Okay, fine. That teacher said, or my class teacher, let's say, told me that I need to have a greeting. Hi, I need to respond. So that's awesome. How am I going to put them together, glue them together? How? That is what O is all about. So focus. Okay. Is it coherent? When you write sometimes, probably the ideas, they don't flow. So when the ideas don't flow, the examiner is like confused. Like, what's this person talking about? Because it's not clear. I don't understand. So it's very important that it must be coherent. And how do make it coherent? Isn't it? How do I make it coherent? Yeah. First and foremost, what I tell my students is watch out for your, like for example, if I say, how do I say, Sakuna is giving a talk, correct? And then I don't want to use Sakuna again, right? So, and then I say she. So you need to make sure that it is consistent. The pronoun that you are using is consistent throughout. Okay. And if you look at this first part one, it's always mostly it's I you. It's like I told you, part one is the world, just you actually. Part two, you move beyond that a bit. So it's just the thing around you, you lah, you and your friend lah, what you're doing, that's it. Okay, so make sure your pronouns are correct. Make sure you know your pronouns. What is that simple one? And then, sometimes you have the reflective pronoun, and then, you need to know that. Okay. Number two, are there linking words? Linking words are extremely important. Let me tell you why. Okay. If I'm lost in the jungle, okay, I'm going with you, you're my friend, you hold my hand and you guide me through the jungle. And so we come out, okay, we come out safe and sound. But your answer is going to the hands of the examiner, all right, with no one there to tell the examiner. This is what Heman means. Joy is saying this. Lakshman means this. There's no one there to guide the examiner. So, what is this thing that you have sent in place of you to tell the examiner, look, this is what I mean? Those are called linking words. All right, linking words. There are many names for them, right? Sequence connectors, if they link they connect some kind of an idea. Okay, some call it cohesive devices, transition words, many, many, many. But the basic thing is, I'll show you some in a while, yeah? But you need to use the linking words. Now, how are the words, phrases, and sentences connected? They are important, right? So how are they connected? By using the linking words. So any paragraphing? So for part 1, you don't need to have that many paragraphs. I'm talking about generally also part 2 and maybe part 3 later. For part 1, you don't need to have that many paragraphs. One solid paragraph where you put in all your ideas, one for responding, probably just a one-liner, and that's about it. You don't need many paragraphs, yeah? And punctuation, your full stop, your comma, your capital letter, your paragraphs. Okay, that one liner. Okay, let's move on. Okay, these are linkers, right? I think later on you can have a look at this. Okay, I want to show you this. Now, fanboys. Fanboys, easy way of memorizing. I'm sure many of your teachers would have taught you this: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. They're good, but they're not enough. All right, they're definitely not enough. This will not give you much. I don't think I'm not going to talk about part 3. Okay, that's not my business. Part 2, fine, but you're not going to get a 5 for O if you're just going to base your essay fully on this. All right, no. Even for part 1, just merely fanboys is not going to be too good. You need some other kind of CDs or cohesive devices like this as well, right? Okay, I know you can't see. I know you can't see because it's not meant for you to see, as in see what's inside. It's just meant, if you just type connectors, all right, the Google will give you loads and loads and loads of such connectors online, and you can keep a collection and have a look at it, and so do it by yourself. But basically you need to have these when you write. Let's move on. So look at how we use it. Yeah, where shall we go? A little bit here to make it friendly, I think. All right, I think we should go to give the place. Yes, just now we talked about many places, right? I think we should go to Port Dickson because, and then the reason you also gave a lot of reasons, because the beach there is beautiful. The sea is crystal clear with open and close inverted comma. Okay. What's this? Maria, this is too much. Okay. I'm blushing. Oh, it's hot. Okay. All right. Let's move on. I'm shy. Right. Why don't we? All right. Shall we? I'd love to. Please. All right. Please memorize them because these are the ones. All right. These are the ones that are going to give you the O marks. Your O marks, O. Organization. Yes, Zul. How can you write the content if your grammar, you need to know the basic structure. That means satu ayat ni, you must have the subject, you must have the verb, and then you have the predicate of a sentence. The basic lah. As long as we understand, then you can get 5 marks for content. But of course, grammar, you won't get much. Okay? Right. So yes, like I said, all these words in green are a must for you to give suggestions so that it's very informal. Okay, it's very light and nice. Okay, next. Why? Remember why? Okay, first of all, I heard that, okay, with Port Dickson kan. First of all, I heard that they are having a whatever there lah. Okay, and what else is happening there at the place that you have chosen to go? So put in the first of all right, and then the reason, and then another reason. You have a fanboy and you have a CD. Not a fantastic one, but enough. For part 1, this is enough. All right, it's very good already. So you already have one CD, you have one fanboy, still not enough. All right, so there are a few more here. So you cannot run away, yeah? You cannot run away from these things. You need to know them if you want to score for your O, as such as for example, organization. What to do? Okay, what to do? Most of you like to say we can, we can. So instead of starting with we can, this is a little bit of a complex sentence. We can go cycling is a simple sentence. Besides taking photographs, we can go cycling or even horse riding. So that's a complex sentence. So again, under language, they look at this, yeah? Okay, what to do? See, again, all the green ones over here are necessary. Okay. Think I don't need to read this because we have done the white ones. Use your own white ones. I'm only teaching the greenies. Okay, let's move on. Language. High, low. High frequency is language that you use in your daily life. For example, the word hungry, okay, the word big, it's high frequency. Even a primary school student can use I'm hungry. Even a kindergarten child or a toddler can say I'm hungry. So it's high frequency. Try to learn some low frequency words, especially for part 2 and 3, of course. Okay, part 2 and 3. Part 1, if you don't come up with I'm famished, I'm starved, I'm ravenous, I'm craving for something, I'm dying of hunger. If you don't really have this, fine. But it does add this nice, interesting idea to your answer, yeah? But it's not a must. Okay, grammar is important for language. Okay, it is because now we are under grammar, under language, so grammar is important. Structure, I told you just now about the simple sentence and the complex sentence. So let's look at this. Talking about, I'm going to go to part 2 after this, yeah? So I'm just showing you a little bit of difference between part 1 and part 2, language-wise. For part 1, if you use basic vocabulary, like I said, no high frequency words, they're just basic words, but you use them aptly, appropriately, dengan sesuai, then you can get a 5. If, all right, you also use simple grammatical forms. Simple. They're not expecting anything more than simple. And you are able to control. That means then you those simple words, you form them even though there are some 1 or 2 or a little bit of red marks, but there's a good degree of control. Okay, you can see here errors are noticeable. I can see the red marks, but you still can get a 5 because, and only because, the meaning can be determined. So see, I repeat, you can get a 5 for part 1 if you use basic vocabulary and you use it appropriately, of course, not just throw in something. If you use simple grammatical forms, all right, and even if you have some errors here and there, you still can get a 5. And this is for part 1, but not for part 2. For part 2, whatever that I talked about here, for part 2, this one will be 3 marks. This whole box over here will go under 3, no more 5. Okay, so to get a 5, what do you do in part 2? You need to use a range. See that? A range. That's why synonyms are extremely important, Is it okay if writing simple basic sentence structure, blah, 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 without... Yes, Zul, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Zul, even if you do that, Zul, you're going to get 5 for content because you've done a good job. And if you can make those simple basic sentences alive by putting in question marks, exclamation marks, putting in some contractions, you can definitely get another 5 for your CA. And if you can memorize some connectors, all right, at least about throw in about 3 fanboys, another 2 or 3 CDs, cohesive devices. You can get high marks for your O. And language, all right, language. If you have problems, a little bit here and there, you see, this is what they're saying. Errors are noticeable. I can see your errors, Zul, but I can understand what you're saying. See, that's what I told you right in the beginning. Getting a 20, even though you're weak in English, is not impossible because you have put in the effort. It doesn't just come flying like that in the air. No, no, no. You need to work hard. What do you need to do? You need to know. Whatever that I told you just now, remember, you need to answer the 3 questions for content. And when you answer, you need to CEE, answer the content with elaboration and examples. You have to put all that 5 marks. Okay? Can. All right, let's move on. So yeah, so this one you need a range. Range. Synonyms are very important. So don't keep using the same words. Okay? Occasional, sometimes. All right, sometimes you try to use, remember I used the word low frequency? Those are less common lexis. So you sometimes you do try to put in, I don't like to use the word bombastic. Yeah, I prefer the word low frequency because bombastic doesn't sound nice. So if you use low frequency words, but then somehow it's not so appropriate, tak kena lah. But they still accept. You still can, they're looking at the effort you're putting in, you're trying, okay, but the others are fine. So 1 or 2, it's okay. Occasional, right? Occasional, not all through. Uses a range, again, you look, a range. That means you need to have different of simple, all right, and some complex grammatical forms and a good degree of control because they're simple. All right, simple. So, and then this is some. They're not expecting a lot. So it has to have good degree of control. And the errors, they're not saying no errors. Look, they didn't say no errors. They are saying, fine, if there's 1 or 2 errors, no problem. But the errors cannot impede communication. Impede means what? Impede means whatever idea that you are trying to impart, nak sampaikan tu, I'm a bit blur. I read it once and I'm like, what is Zul trying to say? What's Apan trying to say? And I read it again, so that impedes. All right. I need to do it again. I need to pause to understand. So you don't want that. Okay, so that's the end of part 1. I think you would have seen this many times. I'll jump through that. And this is part 2. I already showed you the difference for language. Part 2. God, it's already 4:30 and I thought I can't. Okay, for part 2, we're talking about issues related to you. Not just you, like just now, not you and just a friend, but you, your family, your school, your neighborhood. That means the circle around you. Okay, the circle. Thanks, Azira. The circle around you. Okay, just Azira, for synonyms, yeah, you can actually use Google Slides. And then you put a circle, and then you put the word hungry in the middle of that circle. It's like a circle map, yeah, and then outside you get the kids, give them the link and you get the kids to look up. It's okay, they can look up the dictionary, but nowadays kids, they just go online and then very quickly they find all kinds of words, idiomatic expressions, proverbs related to the word hungry. So it's very interesting if you do that and you build their vocab too. Yeah, so let's move on. Yeah, this is part 2. Part 2, if you look at this question, what is it saying? Write your answer in like 125 to 150 words in an appropriate style. What style? You didn't tell me what style. Then you read down here an essay. What essay? So there's this what? No format. We are so used to the format, all right, the layout, that we are like, what layout? What format? No more. Part 2 doesn't look at the format or the layout. It's a basic essay layout. I'll show you in a bit. Yeah? So your class, Remember, I told you, your family, your school, so this is your class, has been discussing how they spend their money, and your teacher has asked you to write an essay about what you would spend your money on. And there are questions. Look at the questions over here. The task is write an essay about what you would spend your money on, and there are questions over here. Can you see that? See? So I repeat, yeah, it's about you. So the tone is personal. You, and what you want to do with your money, what you want to spend it on. And these are the questions, always questions for you to answer. And that's your contents, right? Those are your contents, sorry. Okay? Right. See these reasons over there? Why? So examples, elaborations memang required. Okay, you need it. Okay, in an appropriate style, it's a basic essay format. Basic essay must have opening, must have conclusion, and contents. Okay? Maria's already answering. So this part, part 2, is actually a test of your language. They want to see whether you understand the question and how well do you put your language into use. How well can you give opinion? Okay, they're going for giving your opinion on a certain topic. Now, I love burgers. Sometimes I make my students draw burgers. This year I didn't have time. So, if you look at the burger, can you imagine a burger, right? It looks so nice. You need to elaborate. You need to give example. It's the same. All right. It's the same. Okay. Let's look at this. In the introduction, there are many ways, that you can actually write an introduction. Just type and it'll come out the different ways. I'm not here to teach you, but I'm here to guide you, on how you go about doing it. I always like to use the word bottleneck to my with my students. Again, I'm not sure that I did with my Form 4. Okay. So introduction is like a bottleneck. Let's show the bottle first. These are bottles, all right? They come in a variety of shapes now. So the introduction will have to have a topic sentence, which will be here. You see this part of the bottle, the neck of the bottle? Yes, this is your topic sentence. And then you move on to the fat part, which is your content. And then you conclude at the bottom, of course. So what are these at the top here, over here? That's what I call a gist. So if you don't know what's a gist is a little bit about the topic. If the topic is about the advantages and disadvantages of reading, for example, okay? So the gist, that part there, it will be about, now I said the advantages and disadvantages of reading. I am not going to talk about the advantage or the disadvantage because this is the gist, this is the bottleneck. I haven't even given my topic sentence. How can I go to the content? So I need to tell a little bit, or you want to say kelentong sikit, all right? That's what you say, right? A little bit on reading, for example. Talk about reading, how important, no, not yet important. Reading is a long forgotten, probably hobby, most people don't read nowadays. They prefer to play online games or blah, 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 blah. And then comes the topic sentence, which is at the neck of the bottle, separating the content from the gist. And that's where you say there are several reasons while reading, or several advantages. Sorry, I forgot the topic. Advantages and disadvantages of reading. So that's your topic sentence. So all this comes in the introduction. So remember, yeah, remember the bottleneck. Remember the bottle, okay? Remember the bottle, and then remember that the bottle, the neck here is your topic sentence. This topic sentence is extremely important because that is the one that tells me what the essay is going to be about. If you say, all right, here are some advantages of reading, then I know your essay is just going to be solely about advantages. If you say here are some disadvantages, then I know it's supposed to be that way. So make sure it is that way. Okay, the content is an elaboration of your topic sentence. And where do you get the topic sentence from? Of course, from, oh dear, where's the question? Yeah, here. Okay, so no, not that. Yeah, that's the one. Sorry, how do you spend your money? I got confused. Okay, got it? Right, let's move on. Conclusion. Conclusion is summing up, is rounding up. Whatever that you have spoken in the content, right? So you are merely going to strengthen your essay by telling that, yeah, reading is definitely, advantages. It has got so many things there. And you have talked about all that, right? So you insist here that, yes, no gist, yeah. I forgot to take off the gist. Sorry. Okay, the gist is wrong. Okay, content. Content, remember I said CCC. So content point 1, content point 2, content point 3 comes from the question. Remember I showed you just now? So question 1, question 2, question 3. So you have 3 content points. You can put it in 3 separate paragraphs, giving you 5 paragraphs. Or you can put it in 2 paragraphs. That means your essay will have 4 paragraphs. It's up to you. But never, ever, all right? Never, ever in one whole, just no paragraph. That's a big no. 2 paragraphs, no, it's too congested. 3, all the contents are going to be banging into each other. No, okay? And yeah, my line is bad. Oh no. Sorry. Is it okay now? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't know I was lagging. Okay. So yes, sorry, I forgot. The content, yeah, CP, and then question 1, question 2, question 3, and then of course you elaborate and give examples for each content point. The gist does not exist. Okay. Tone, still personal, because it's how you want to spend your money. So it's like how I want to spend my money is very personal. This is what I want to do. It's my money. So use words like I think, I believe, I feel, in my opinion, I would love to buy. So it's always this I. All right. All right. You can use some semi-formal tone, all right? Active and passive. For example, Sakuna is kicking the ball, like it's active sentence there. Passive, the ball was kicked or is kicked by Sakuna. That's a passive sentence. Use that. Okay, like just now, remember, instead of saying we can all the time, I put a connector first and made it into a complex sentence and less formal, semi-formal. Content, I'm not going to ask you to put in the chat box. It's already 4:40 almost. What to buy? Okay, what to buy? Read the question, something for yourself. So you don't suggest something like let's go for a picnic or let's go here, go there. No, it's buy. The question says buy, not do, not go. All right, so read. I said dissect the question. It's buy. So one option. Remember I said one thing? So you buy one thing. So I'd love to purchase. I think I'll buy. So you see the tone, it's not so serious, but it's not so informal as well. And then why do you want to buy it? Right? I want to buy it because, so here you have more than one, because So 2 reasons. And then why? Firstly, moreover, furthermore. And then contents, another content under content, yeah. Where do we usually buy it? Another way is usually buy it can be many places, right? So give at least two options here. It can be bought online, all right, or it can be bought from any shop, any authorized electrical dealers. It can be bought from the Speed Mart, maybe, I don't know. Okay, anything, option. So like I said, dissect the question, unpack the question. Very, very, very important. Don't have the fear, all right? You shouldn't have the fear, right? Don't be scared. Is it okay? Zul's question, sorry, I'll answer your question. Is it better to divide the main points into? Yes, Zul, exactly, right? So that it's easier. Like I said, Zul, you're not going to be there when the examiner is marking. So paragraphs will allow or inform the examiner that, okay, Zul is moving on to another point now. And of course, the connectors will help as well. Okay. So after you unpack the question, you identify the task. You don't have to memorize this DIRE. I just came up with it. Please do not memorize this. There are too many. And I'll show you which one you should memorize. This is not what you memorize. So you dissect, you identify the task, you respond to the task, respond here, not just to the first part, respond to the task here means the questions that are asked, and then you elaborate and you give examples. Okay, I move on to a bit more. Remember the ICE? Now, I don't want to look at this. I like this. This is not mine. I give full credit. This is Dr. Zuraini binti Arifin from Kelantan. I love this. This is so good. And if you can only memorize this you memorize, okay? Memorize this. Remember I said you need to say hi. Hi, Sakuna. Greeting is there. Respond. That's awesome. 1, 2, 3 is the content. 3 contents because there are 3 questions, 3 elaborations and examples if you can fit them in 80 marks. And the C here is for the closing, is for the cohesive devices and the conjunctions. Fanboys are conjunctions. So this is lovely, right? Dr. Zuraini has, God bless her. Really, God bless her. She's done a wonderful job. This is also from her, not mine. Okay. Also good. All right. Very good. Okay. This is also from her, not mine. I do not deserve any credit at all. Okay. So the question is there, and this is also Dr. Zuraini's. Look at how she goes through it. Let me just very quickly run through. Remember that GR123C. So this is what she does. The labels are all here. GR123. 1, content 1, content 2, content 3. Question 1, question 2, question 3. Elaborate, okay, example, elaborate example, conclusion. See? And then here is a sentence. Hi, Sakuna. That's awesome. Let's go to Port Dickson because what? Because I heard, okay, the beach there is now whatever that you want to say, clean, okay. And then the second one, I think we should, we can. Oh, that's the what you can do, right? We can do this, we can do that. Why? Then you say, what should you bring? Bring the mat, bring food, bring what? Barbecue set, bring why? And then conclusion. So this is really good. If you can use this to practice, again, God bless her. Okay. This is also from her. Full credit to Dr. Zuraini. For part 2, okay, because it's an essay, she has changed it a little bit, if you notice. There's I instead of greeting. Remember G just now? So this is introduction. And then you have the content and elaboration, CE 1, 2, 3. If you don't want to double, remember, maybe you can use that was GR 1, 2, 3, right? Maybe you can say here's I 1, 2, 3. If you want to skip the CE, it's up to you. And again, the C. So you just memorize once and change the GR to I, and that's it. This is really good, okay? And yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah. So this is another thing that you can do. This is for part 2. That's it. Yeah. Any questions? I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to say. Panulina, it's over to you.
Hold on.
Hi.
Thank you very much. Hi. Okay, boys and girls, you've heard Pansakun Navati explain to you the format, the flow, the how you organize the your question, your answers, your essays for part 2 and part 1, your email. So if there's any question, you can ask in the chat. If there's none, I would like you all to uh, do your very best in the exam, and hope to see you all on Friday at the same time, 3 p.m. for what you call for the part 3, where we'll be writing the extended essay where it will hit 200 to 250 words. So how do we go about getting the ideas out? How do we go about structuring the sentences? And it will also be a hands-on workshop. Okay, attendance link for the students um, will be posted now. Hold on. Dr. Tay. Yeah, how do we go about it? Okay, this is the attendance link for the students, and attendance link for the teachers will be this one. Hold on. Oh, dear. Attendance link for the teachers will be this one. Okay, and I will also share the slides so you can snap it, or um, where is it? Hold on. Share screen, window, cancel. Oh, sorry, cancel first. Dr. Tay, where are we? Okay, here.
Right? Alright.
All right. I'll share the screen. So, boys and girls, I hope, and teachers, I hope that this session will be of use to you, and there will be a series of 5 times. Hold on. Share screen, share window, share Chrome tab. Okay. All right. Present. Okay. Can y'all see it? All right. So that is the QR code as well as the um, attendance link. Y'all can take it down, and certificates will be given to you at the end of the day once you've emailed, and the link will be closed by 5 o'clock. So thank you very much, Pansakun, and thank you very much, Dr. Tay Willing. Both of them are my JUs, my Jurulates from Petaling Perdana, and so Petaling Synergy will commence again on Friday at 3 p.m. for the writing part 3, where we will be going into techniques and strategies on how to generate ideas, how to expand your sentences, how to write sentences of different structures, and do encourage your students to join us, especially those who are afraid to write, who are unable to generate longer essays, who are unable to generate appropriate sentences so that they can hit the best marks for organization, for language awareness, for content, because everything in the essay paper, they are equally divided into 5 marks each for 20 marks for the essays. So do very well in your emails, boys and girls. So I'm leaving. We'll be chatting here for a while for you to take the to fill up your attendance, and do your very best in your SPM. Please pass the message to your friends that they can view these sessions anytime online. The link will be there in the YouTube. It's a public link. And also do your very best in every part of your paper. As there are 4 papers, so we are not only focusing on writing. So you'll be focusing as well on reading and listening and speaking, especially because so there will be 5 sessions. Do come in and join our sessions because
Yes.
every single paper from paper 1 to paper 4, they're evenly divided into 25%. So, and these questions for email part 2 and part 3, they are 60%. So hopefully and converted into 100 and later divided into 25%. So it will help you if you write a perfect email and a perfect part 2, which is the easier part to hit full marks. Is it possible to hit full marks? Yes. Do go and join our sessions later to find out um, how you can hit full marks. Your teachers have been informed earlier that it is not impossible to get 5 marks for content if you answer every single bullet that is given to you. All right. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will call it a day and have a good day. Stay safe. Stay stay positive minded in order for you to sit for your to attend school. Do take your vaccination, young boys and girls, and do take your vaccination so that you can go to school and you can sit for your exam and you can stay properly protected. Bye. Thank you very much, Dr. Tay. Thank you very much, Sakun. So
Thank
see
you.
you around.
Thank you to all the kids who actually join in at the chat box. Very
Yes.
good. Really
Yeah,
good. Good
very
kids. Yeah.
active
Well done.
participants.
Yeah. So good.
So
And
maybe
thank you
you
for
can
all
put your
the
school, you write your names and your schools here for your Ponsakun to see. Who's Maria Memorabilia? Very hard to pronounce your name, Maria. Yang Muhammad. Yang Muhammad. Dari
cute
mana Yang
names.
Muhammad? Yang Muhammad. Yang Muhammad.
So
Yang
many.
Muhammad. Are you still there, Yang Muhammad? A nice name to put online. Stran Ganesan. Where are you from? Phoenix? They're all quiet. Have they all left the room? Names and schools. Names and school. LaSalle PJ Stran. I went to that school. I loved that school. I was taught by the late Cookie Kim's wife. I was working with her, sorry. Yeah, it was a long, long time ago. Yang Bohoma. Pano Asni from SMK Session 16. Hi. Welcome, welcome. It's an effort by Petaling Perdana and Petaling Utama and for the whole country. Subanjaya, yay, B. Subanjaya here. All right, Halima, hi, darling. You're all online, so stay all your names online. Halima, I put Halima's name. How do I show Halima's name? Hi, Halima. Okay, Azni, show Azni, show Azni. Hi, Azni from SMK. Azril, where you from? Azril Hadif, and Azril dari Sarawak. Hi, Zurish Didi Zakaria. Welcome and join us on Friday and Saturday and Monday and Tuesday. All Saturdays in the morning, 9 o'clock. So I guess Triru, very hard to say your name as well. Puan Nolina Pasakuna and Puan Dr. Tay. Okay, Sri Sedang. I love. Just go say hi. Are you Puan Nur Fatima's student? Okay, Annie Luli. All right, Selayang Baru. I love Selayang. I'm gonna go there soon for my dinner. I hope. No, Nadira. Thank you very much. Dixon Charles, Anak Sylvester Sultan. Are you from Kapit? So I met somebody there. I'm not in our SIC Plus. Kumar is that. Welcome, Well, lovely. Okay, keep in touch with us, and maybe you can post your email in your. We'll keep in touch with you guys. Okay, whatever updates that we have, materials that we have from Petaling Synergy, we will share with all of you. Hi, Puan Manon, Pananang Kanan. SMK Section 16. Thank you very much. Say hi to the students in the SMK section. Hi, Puan Hadira. Are you a student of Puan Sakuna or Puan Dr. Tay? Lovely. You're a student there, Hadira
Yeah,
Hamdan.
from the school, yes.
Louis, Satya Alam. Okay, good. So welcome, Puan Fatima student last one. Yes. So you have Louis from Satya Alam. Welcome. So thank you very much. It's 4:55. We'll call it a day. So what do I do, Dr. Tay? Send your attendance, boys and girls and teachers. Okay, what do I do? It will end at 5 o'clock. The attendance will be closed at 5. All right. See you on Friday, all of
All
you.
right. Thank you. Bye. End of the
Bye.
class now.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Thank
you.
you. Bye.